Sickness rules America. A sickness known as hate. Not a virus, not a microbe, not a germ, but a sickness nonetheless. Highly contagious, deadly in its effects. But don't look for it in the Twilight Zone. Look for it in the mirror. Look for it before the light goes out altogether. That's obviously from the Twilight Zone. But I decided to do a little search this morning. Men are bad, I type into my search bar. And then I type in women are bad into my search bar. The results that came up are shocking because people really hold these views and they are extremely popular. And anywhere there are two groups, you have them saying the other one is evil. I don't know when this showed up. And I mean, to an extent, humans are barbarous, but there's this kind of cowardly hate that is taken over America where they just spit venom at each other, but they never really do anything about it, which in the world I was raised in, this was extremely shameful. To talk shit about someone and not do anything about it was like you were bordering on a sex criminal. You were low. Uh, it's one of the lowest things you can be. A sex criminal usually is number one. But so if I talk shit about somebody growing up, if I did it more than once, someone was going to say either do something about it or shut the fuck up. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily healthy. Because from what I understand of the human mind now, power fantasies are relatively normal and natural for humans to go through because it's a psychological process. And in modern society, you can't always lash out at people, especially if you want to stay out of jail and prison, unfortunately, until the judges become reasonable again. But nevertheless, I do think, if I talk shit, I expect somebody to do something about it. I don't expect that will be unanswered. And I hear people today saying things like, violence is never a response to words. Just mind blowing to me. And these people listen to gangsta rap too, which further confuses me because how can you condone this or listen to this and think it's cool and have an opinion like that? Mind blowing. But I contend all of this is a state of ignorance. Ignorance in its true sense, meaning a lack of knowing. Because you can't have a very deep perspective on things if it is, well, it's all conservatives' fault. It's all liberals' fault. It's all men's fault. It's all women's fault. You can't have a wide or deep breadth of knowledge and come to a conclusion that it's all their fault. The reason life sucks is not because of someone else. It's always because of me. That's always what it comes down to. 99% of life is what you make of it. Life doesn't suck, you do. I mean, this is a cold reality people need to face. But once again, we live in this world where that is not really something that comes to people's minds. That is not really a popular thing to say. But it's true. And I'm not sure that ignorance is going to go down. I think it's going to go up. I think people will only become more ignorant and more locked in by their cult of ignorance. I know that might not be a very like positive thing to say, but let's face it, we're not surrounded by a society of scholars. And like even academics and scholars are so corrupted by this type of ignorant thinking that they blame oftentimes conservatives to the point of delusion. Like, I understand you don't like them. Like, that's cool. You can dislike them. But they're not responsible for all the world's ills. Like, and that is why I chose men and women, because these are both very popular viewpoints. Men are bad and women are bad, and they're stupid. It's about as stupid as you can get. But that type of ignorance permeates everything where there's groups. I don't know what to tell you about it beyond it's stupid and it is actually ignorance. Like I said, ignorance means a lack of knowing. And that's what all of it is. And I can't imagine it's going to get better. But take it for what it's worth.